Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your daily dose of zombies news from the game and community here on COD Zombies HQ. Thank you so much for tuning in, because it's a huge day for the zombies mode, where Treyarch finally reveals a new zombies content. They also released a new zombies patch, and we have an update on one of the remaining unfound Easter eggs here on Die Maschine. So without further ado, let's kick things off with our first story of the day. Treyarch released a new zombies patch into the mode today, where in a saga that seemingly has gone on since the launch of this game, Treyarch says that they've addressed an issue that prevented the Hunter Mastery calling card from unlocking. They fixed the Bug Trapper calling card in the last patch, finally fixed the Mastery card of that section, so log in and you should have it if you completed all the other challenges. Next up, Treyarch says that they've addressed an issue where an ammo mod attachment would appear on screen after using the arsenal with the wonder weapon in the player's possession. Now, I'm pretty sure that they're referring to a glitch that we talked about yesterday, where this appears on your screen when using the ray gun and the arsenal. I've also been aware that this will also appear when using the DIE as well. It was happening in near every single game when you use the wonder weapon, so I'm pretty sure that this is what it's being referred to. But next up, Treyarch also says that icons for Wonderfizz perks are now grayed out if the player can't afford them. I don't know why they decided to put this in the patch notes, as this was actually updated with the last patch where people figured out this change and not this current patch, so why it's in the patch notes here, I'm not exactly sure. But in another very welcome change that was made with the recent patch and not mentioned in the patch notes, if you head over to your attachment sections and scroll all the way down to the Task Force barrel, it no longer displays effective damage range for both statistics. It now properly displays an increase in damage, baseline damage, and then a decrease in effective damage range. So if you saw that before and you were confused why there was an increase in effective damage range and a decrease in effective damage range for the same attachment, it was because they were mislabeled. They are now correctly labeled. But moving on to our second story of the day, a lot of people expected to get the gameplay reveal of new content coming to Zombies in Season 1 today, when the Season 1 gameplay trailer premiered live as part of the Game Awards. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, Zombies was not featured in that trailer, but as kind of a consolation, Treyarch did tweet out the new content that we can expect with Season 1 here in the Zombies mode. To kick things off is the new mode we discussed in yesterday's video. That is going to be the Christmas-themed seasonal mode coming to Zombie. They're calling it Jingle Hell's Holiday Limited Time Mode, and as you can see, there's a picture of what the modified Plague Hounds look like. We're not sure what all of the gameplay differences inside of this mode will be besides the different skins for the zombies and boss zombies and Plague Hounds, with the only new actual gameplay feature that we know of being a new Naughty or Nice power-up that randomly rewards you with either a good or bad effect. Next up, the weapons included in the Battle Pass will be coming to Zombies. That's not really a feature that's kind of expected at this point with the integration between the three modes, though Treyarch will be introducing both daily and season challenges, though we don't exactly know what the rewards for those challenges will be. It could be something like they did in Black Ops 4 that rewards you with a tier skip. It could also be just something like XP, or if they decide to introduce the new rarities of Ethereum crystals into the game, that could be a way in which we earn them. Next up, it's something that we can already see in game, new calling cards, where we covered the best ones in yesterday's video. Next up is a feature that should have been there at launch and shouldn't really be advertised as new content coming to Zombies, where they're confirming that two-player split screen support will be finally fixed in the Zombies mode. So not exactly new content, this is just simply a fix that they're implementing into the game. Next, it seems like a new score streak will be available to use in the Zombies mode, that is the Cruise Missile. The addition of new score streaks into the mode is a really good change that I hope they'll continue adding into the arsenal of support score streaks that we can use now in the Zombies mode. Since they added score streaks, go all in, let us be creative with how we use them. Next up, it seems like the visual changes from the Jingle Hell's Holiday Limited Time mode on Die Maschine will also be extended to the Onslought maps as well, where they're just calling it Holiday Onslought, which we assume is just going to be regular Onslought, but just a texture change for the zombies, Plague Hounds, and bosses. They also confirmed that 2 of the new multiplayer maps that will be entering the game will be available in the Onslought mode, which is exclusively on PlayStation, so unfortunately totally useless for the majority of players here in Black Ops Cold War. And lastly, they advertise a new game mode called Cranked, which will be available mid-season. Now, we don't know if this is going to be some entirely new game mode or if it shares its name and objective with the cranked game mode from Modern Warfare, wherein you have to continuously take down certain players in a limited time frame or you'll explode. This is how Treyarch might be planning to introduce kind of the PvP element into zombies, right? Where all players have to continuously take down zombies, and every time you do, a timer gets reset. If you don't take down a zombie in a certain amount of time, you just go down, you lose. I'm not exactly sure how well it will work on regular Die Maschine. I have heard some rumors that these things might be set on the very large Dirty Bomb maps. In terms of new actual gameplay content, kind of disappointed that their seasonal event is basically the only new thing that's going to be in the game at launch, where we can kind of assume that that limited time game mode won't change up gameplay very much. Other than that, with the addition of the cruise missile, it seems like that's really the only new piece of actual gameplay content they're reintroducing into zombies, so I'm hoping that they kind of surprise us down the line, and that second limited time game mode, Cranked, will actually be a significant new game mode, not just a reskin like probably the seasonal event will be. The community has been asking for it, and we know that at one point there was a dedicated Nocturne Toad survival map working within Cold War Zombies sometime in development, so here's hoping that Treyarch still has some plans to release that somewhere down the line, maybe mid-season, as a nice surprise for Zombies fans struggling with only one map in the base game. And now moving on to our third story of the day, an update on one of the last remaining unfound Easter eggs here on Die Maschine, the ethereal Ghost Monkey Easter Egg. This is another update that comes from prominent Zombies Easter egg hunter, just another UK gamer, who's been doing a lot of hunting on this Easter egg, but recently someone messaged him with an image that seems to confirm that there exists two versions of the monkeys here on the map. The first is the one that we all know, the ghost monkeys, the ethereal monkeys, where there's 20 of them scattered around the dark ether, but the other version found within the files of the map is the non-ghost version of these monkeys, leading the community to believe that it's likely that this Easter egg might involve somehow bringing back or reanimating one or more of these ghost monkeys to bring them back out of the dark ether so that they can exist in the normal world. That, along with another quick update on the reward station Easter egg, where when Twitter user Dakota was able to land a grenade in a precise location very near the machine behind the barrier, a red mist starts to be emitting from the machine for quite a while even after the grenade went off, which, while it's an interesting detail and we're not exactly sure what causes this or what effect it has on the machine itself. Next up, since the latest patch, players are noticing a whole bunch of weird occurrences in their zombies game, where we've seen some players unintentionally activate the effects of Mule Kick in this game, where you're able to carry 3 primary weapons, but as this Reddit user demonstrates, that's kind of been kicked into overdrive after this recent patch, where somehow he's able to carry 4 primary weapons at the same time. Now, we do expect that Mule Kick will be added as a DLC perk here in Cold War Zombies, which will let us carry at least 3 primary weapons legit, but it'll be interesting to see if Treyarch ends up finding the reason why this glitch occurs and if they end up fixing it in a future patch notes. Next up, it's almost incredible how one small change could introduce so many wacky bugs into the zombies mode, but again, after Treyarch recently decided to attempt to fix the weapon duplication glitch, players are now noticing that when using the armor station, they're somehow able to get the Pack-a-Punch camo on their base weapons. And I've also seen reports of players actually losing their Pack-a-Punch camo and their actual Pack-a-Punch upgrade when re-rolling attachments at the armor station. So be very wary of using the upgraded armor station, and when you do, I can't stress this enough, make sure you wait for the animation to finish. If you're upgrading rarity or re-rolling attachments, make sure you're only clicking it once at a time, you're not just spamming it, because Treyarch has made it so that'll break the game again. Well, we finally have some concrete details about what's going to be coming to Cold War Zombies with Season 1. Personally, I'm not exactly quite sure how I feel about it all yet. I'm excited to actually try out the new game mode when it does release. The question is this enough content to satisfy Zombies fans until Season 2 will release, what we assume will be Firebase Z? And I think the lack of any kind of Zombies gameplay of the new modes coming into the game inside of the gameplay trailer shown around the world as part of the Game Awards today really shows that I think Treyarch also knows that their offerings with Season 1 coming to Zombies is extremely limited compared to the content that the other modes are getting in this game, so they just decided not to feature it because it's kind of laughable, right? But as we constantly seem to do in this community, guys, you know we're gonna make the best out of it, where you can be sure that I'll be in the trenches right there with you. But hey guys, if you enjoyed today's video, consider giving it a thumbs up, and why not subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, because I'll see you with another Zombies news video tomorrow. Peace.